Today I want to tell you a bit about the Jungle Reef swags. Most of you might not be familiar with the name Jungle Reef, but you might be familiar with the name Global National, which is part of that group, and they actually own the Jungle Reef brand. Global National, by way of introduction, was established back in about 1984, and they suppliers to the military and Department of Defence across many countries, so they really know how to build good products, and this is their swag product. Swags are a great alternative to tents and other sort of more cumbersome ways of accommodating yourself when you're in the outback and so on. They roll up into a very small bundle. They're super tough and weatherproof, and they make a lot of sense if you don't want something that takes up a lot of room and it still keeps you dry and comfortable. Jungle Reef swags have got a front entry point and a side entry point, and heavy PVC mats which are attached to the swag to leave your boots and things on so you don't get dirt inside the swag. When you're getting into the Jungle Reef swags from the side, you can just pull back the heavy canvas flap over the top, and underneath that you'll find a very fine insect screen which keeps out mozzies and midges and everything you can imagine, and then you can pull the whole thing back and climb in, zip the fly screen back over you, or put the whole lot over you for a warm night if it's winter. On the front of the Jungle Reef swags you've got that heavy roll down canvas flap, and that can also, by the way, be pulled out as a veranda as well. It's got an island on either side, and comes out about 1 metre or so out the front to be used as a veranda. And behind that you've got your fly mesh, which is as I said, that'll keep out even the smallest mozzies and midgies, and you can zip that down or leave it zipped up and have a comfortable place to be. Another great feature of the Jungle Reef swags is they've got really high quality zips. They're big tooth zips, so you don't have problems with zips breaking, things like that, and the whole swag's double stitched everywhere where it needs strong support. The actual canvas that the Jungle Reef swags are made from is actually a 15-ounce Ripstop canvas. You can see there on the close-up that it's actually Ripstop, so it's designed so that if someone came along and tried to puncture it, it would only rip so far onto the next seam, and that would be it, so it's quite easy to repair if that ever happened. The Jungle Reef swags also, you can see in the shot there, the whole floor of the swag is made of a heavy PVC vinyl, and it's a really thick vinyl. And you can see in that shot there, it actually comes up the sides as well. So if you happen to pitch your swag and you have a big heavy rain and have a puddle right around the swag, it can actually sit in a puddle that's quite deep and still keep you dry. And you can see the mattress there also, they've got a very heavy duty egg crate type foam mattress. It's got a zip off cover, and it's a good 50mm thick, so it's quite a thick comfortable mattress if you're a fairly heavy person, to give you a good night's sleep. Inside you've got 4 pockets which can hold all your sleep time essentials like your torch and keys and things like that. Keep them up off the ground and dry, and easy and convenient for when you're going to use them. The poles on the Jungle Reef swags are absolutely great. They've used the best of both worlds, using strong fiberglass poles with steel supports. So on the areas where there's stress, there's actually a welded point and a gusset across those points to keep them strong. And of course they also allow the swag to be completely freestanding. They just pop into the side, so the whole swag's erected on virtually any kind of ground in a matter of minutes. The Jungle Reef swags, a lot of the fittings on there, as you can see, are heavy duty. They've even got webbing straps that are on quick release clips which go onto the poles, and the poles themselves actually go down onto a corresponding clip on the side of the swag to keep the swag taut all the way through, and of course those poles are on the outside of the swag, and that's a huge advantage in bad weather. You don't have poles on the inside touching the canvas, which can cause leaking problems in other types of swag. So this design here is a really good design. Now you can see the poles actually pass through an external pocket on the top of the swag, so they're holding it well and truly high to keep the internal height consistent, no matter how heavy the rain and everything is and wind is blowing outside. And so it's the whole support system, which there's 3 of, are running through those long gussets on the outside and then down the other side onto the corresponding loops. Another great thing about these Jungle Reef swags is that part of the design is that you can just unroll them, throw them on the ground, put the poles in, and they're already sitting there ready to climb into. It's only if you had a really big gale blowing that you've got the added advantage. You can actually put a tent peg through into the ground as well, but most of the time I don't actually need it. They're totally self-supporting, and your body weight gives them plenty of weight anyway inside. Also in the shot you can see that the heavy duty vinyl base on them goes up a considerable way around the edge of the swag, so it is a really great way to keep you out of any moisture or wetness that may be on the ground or hard driving rain. This is a great feature on the Jungle Reef swags, and I think they're actually the first company to produce this, even though a few companies followed them. They've actually put a window, a foot window at the bottom of the swag. And for anyone that's ever camped on a hot night and hasn't been able to get ventilation through the swag other than opening the top, which you don't want to do, particularly if it's in a tropical area where you've got all the rain, this swag actually has a window at the bottom. And so you just roll up the flap and you've got a fly screen on there, and you get plenty of air coming through there. And of course that flap can again be held out like a veranda at that end as well to stop rain from getting anywhere near the open area. Jungle Reef swags do come with a couple of guy ropes and 6 pegs just in case the weather gets really inclement, and you can actually put it down into the ground if you want to. Now this is another great feature that they've designed into this swag. You know, the normal problem, you know, people take bits and pieces out and then finish up losing them or whatever in the sand or wherever they're camping. These Jungle Reef swags actually have a separate compartment in the floor at one end that keeps all the poles and ropes or anything that you might need and other stuff in a zipped up watertight area. And of course you get there, you unroll it, pull them out of the end and use them. So it's a great system. And this is another great feature. These Jungle Reef swags, they use the latest wrap strap design where they don't require a bag and you don't finish up having to put a wet swag inside a bag where it will sweat and go mouldy. So this is a great system. You roll it up, clip the straps together, there's a handle on the top and it's ready to throw into your car or four-wheel drive or on the back of a motorbike and away you go. The Jungle Reef swags come in 3 sizes. You've got the single, which is still quite a good size swag. You've got the extra large, which you can have a couple of people in if they're not too big, or you've got the double, which really is a very roomy swag, and you can have 2 quite large people quite comfortable in there. And even if you're 6'6" or 2 metres plus, there's plenty of room in these swags. They're a good long swag, so you won't be running out of room lengthwise, that's for sure. So there you go, that's the Jungle Reef swags. This photo in the shot there, that was actually sent in by some customers recently. I thought it was great. So people out doing, you know, a bit of recreation with quad bikes and motorbikes and things, but they're just a great way to have accommodation. You can put, you know, 1 or 2 people in each swag and you've got quite a thing happening. Great idea for clubs and so on.